Hello there, Ms. Michelle. Thank you so much for choosing me to answer this very important question for you. Thank you so much. When somebody trusts me with these big questions, I feel like, it's just such a huge honor. So really, thank you. Hello to everybody else who is watching. This is a one question reading for Michelle. She did get my information from somebody else who also had a one question reading here recently. Right now, Michelle, I'm just clearing your cards, making sure that they are ready to receive your energy whenever I start asking the question, and I'll actually read your question as I start shuffling. Okay. Hopefully we'll have some good news for you here. Hopefully. I'm a big believer that even if the news isn't always good, that the truth does set us free. It enables us to make better decisions for ourselves. So either way, I hope that this is helpful to you, my dear. Okay, so Michelle's question. Michelle is wondering if she should be concerned about her son Tom, who is going to court in a couple of weeks. He was on parole and got in trouble, first time ever drunk driving. If he will be, she wants to know, Michelle needs to know if Tom will be extradited back where he got in trouble the first time or go to jail in Pennsylvania at his hearing. Let's find out. Extradited back to the original place, coming off the top of the deck. I'm going to jail in PA, coming off the bottom of the deck. And then maybe I'm crazy, but let's do a Tom is so lucky he gets a fluke and he gets a pass and he gets to go home. We'll do that out of the middle of the deck. So, extradited. PA. Lucky boy gets to go home. All right, I don't have a solid yes or no for any out of these three, which makes me know that we don't have a solid yes or no happening for any of these three. So I want to kind of take a peek and see what this all means and how it all sort of fits together. There is a strong aspect here of him being a lucky guy. Okay, now that's not the only thing going on, but I do think that there's something about how this all settles out. I think it's going to be a complicated settling out, first of all, because I do have three ties, so I don't have a solid answer for any of these. But there is something here about him being able to come home. Now, I don't see this as being the first thing that happens, but I do see this as coming in very strongly. So I think that there's going to be some kind of situation that comes up with whenever everything is all settled, that he's going to be able to be in like a residential home, like a home, like if he lives with you, then in there may be something like an ankle bracelet or some kind of restrictions. There may be some public service coming up. There could be some kind of classes coming into this. I mean, I see that there is something here about this whole situation that has to do with facing fears. So there may be there may be something here that has to do with, community service or, like I said, some kind of education. We've got a major transition or a major change. So that kind of implies to me that there's some kind of classes or therapy or something here. And then I've got a card that talks about recovering and coming out better than he was before. So whatever this is something that would help him. This may be that he is, when he does get to come home, that maybe he's forced to go to AA meetings. You know, that's kind of classes in recovering all in one. Um, yeah, but there's a strong element of being able to be home and take care of things from home. But that's not the only thing going on here. I wanted to start with that because it's the strongest element, but I don't want to leave out whatever else is going on. So let me take a peek at these other cards more clearly and just see. I know my first row was about being extradited. Looking at these, I would say that he is going to be extradited, but I don't see that as happening right away, like not the day of the hearing. I think there is going to be some kind of wait time or hang time in between the hearing and him actually being extradited to the place of the original. As far as jail in PA, I think there is going to be some of that. And what I've got going on here is basically that yeah, there's some kind of delay where he is in jail in PA first and then is extradited. Now, I don't really know anything about the law or how that would work or if that is even feasible. You know, maybe they get extradited first and come back. I don't know. I don't know all of that. All I can tell you is what I'm seeing in the cards. The other thing that I'm seeing in the cards that I'm finding kind of encouraging is that while he's in PA, there are some things going on here that are helping him to get his stuff together a little bit more. Now, I do have some stubborn blockages coming up here, so there's still some stuff that needs to be worked on whenever he's done with PA, but I think that there's definitely help for him while he's there. And then after that time frame, and I'm not sure how long that is, to me it doesn't feel super long. To me, I would say feels like less than 2 weeks, probably even less than a week that he'll be in jail in PA. Which, you know, as good as the system looks like it's helping him there, I'm actually kind of sad to see him go from there to the extradited to the original place. But I do see some good things going on where he's extradited to as well. And I know that seems really rough to say that about somebody being incarcerated, but there is something here that I don't know if it looks to me like his spiritual life will become more active. He will get closer to spirit while he's there. I'm also seeing him really releasing some of the things that have hurt him, that he has grief about, maybe even literal grief about a person. I see him releasing, where if there's some great sadness. I also see this card come up a lot for, you know, the end of a relationship or if somebody loses their job. So there's something here about, you know, that while he's there, he's releasing some great sadness. He's releasing some grief and letting it go. It's always good. This is a healing side of that. This is, you know, the opposite of this is holding on to that grief and letting it become embitterment and anger. So I don't see that going on. So I'm happy for that. I do see a card here coming up that talks about, you know, time away, separation. So this really tells me that he is going to be there a while. I'm not sure how much time you're actually looking at. 5 seems like a prominent number, and I want to say that we're looking at like 5 months here. But time can be very tricky whenever we're working with spirit, because Spirit doesn't really operate in time like we do. So it can be very tricky. But for right now, what I'm seeing is 5 months. That energy can always change. That's probably some of the most fluid energy that you have in a reading as a time frame. I do see him getting to leave there and then coming back. Bum, 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 bum. Trying to sense when he comes back from there. What I'm hearing is when he comes back from there, that's whenever he's able to come home. There are some strict rules about coming home. I do think that he's going to get out of there earlier than what they will originally say. So I wouldn't expect you to hear that he's only going to be there 5 months. I would expect you to hear that he's going to be in this place longer than that. But I think he is going to be able to come home earlier. I don't know if that's good behavior or just they're full up or what that deal is all about, but I think it's good news. But there are some strict rules that he'll be under when he leaves there. And like I said, I think that that is when you're looking at him coming home under great restrictions coming home, but able to come home for the rest of whatever service he has to still offer before the courts feel like he's paid his debt to society, I guess is how they say it. So anyway, that's what I'm seeing, Ms. Michelle, and I hope that knowing that is helpful for you, that it helps you kind of prepare. And I know this has got to be hard on a mother's heart, and my heart goes out to you. I don't have children of my own, but I can only imagine what this will be like. So wishing you all the best, my dear, and strength and courage to you, and I'm sending you hugs. Okay, so that was the reading. All right, so everybody, if you would like to have me answer a single question for you here on YouTube, feel free to check out my website, get a hold of me. Once you get a hold of me with that question, I would ask that you email it to me and make payment. Then within 48 hours, I try to sit down and actually look at this and get an answer posted back to you. I do send you the link just to make sure that you don't miss it whenever it shows up on my channel. And then I also have other services available as well. I do 1 and 2 question readings that do not go on video, and those are just in an audio file that I send to you after I've had a chance to sit down and look at those questions. And then you can download that and listen to that whenever you want. That's completely private. And then I've also got live readings, which of course are completely private as well. We can do those in person if you happen to be in the Golden, Colorado area, or we can do those, and of course we have to schedule it ahead of time, or we can do those over Skype or over telephone. Long distance readings work just as well as in-person readings for those of you who have not had one yet. I have plenty of clients who could tell you that they do. And then I also offer Reiki, same thing. If you're in the Golden, Colorado area, we can do that in person. Otherwise, we can do that via Skype or the phone. And those work just as well at a distance as they do in person. I also offer addiction relief services. If you know somebody who is sick and tired of being addicted to something, I can help with that. They have to really be ready, though. I can't help them just because you would like them to quit. It has to be because they really do want to quit. And then also, they still have to do their part too. There is, their part in the healing as well. And then I also do house clearings. If you happen to be in a haunted house and it's bothering you that it's haunted and you're in the Golden, Colorado or surrounding area, I can help with that. And I do psychic parties where I read for multitudes of people, one at a time, or where we can explore your psychic abilities and have the whole crowd kind of exploring their psychic abilities together. So either way, those are a lot of fun. So whatever it is that I can do for you, I would certainly be glad to hear from you. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace out.